What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with Samson Dauda. As Fuad posted this update on his Instagram. And Samson's back looks surprisingly denser and not to mention wider than normal here. So this is only the third week of his offseason and Samson is already turning up the heat. Another back shot was posted by Samson Dauda himself on his Instagram. And I have to tell you guys, the man is looking so impressive in that picture. And I bet this would be even more shockingly wide and huge in person. Even his off-season physique update speaks volume on how good this guy really is. And speaks loud and clear why he is the third best bodybuilder in the world right now. So his ability to stay extremely lean and hold an amazing off-season body composition, and not just in the off-season, even when he is in the detox phase, that is just supreme. And let me remind you guys that this was him guest posing around 320 plus pounds, which is just 10 pounds shy of what his weight was at the peak of his off-season last year. And I truly believe that this time he is gonna go even beyond 330 pounds. So Quentin Beastfoot has been a big believer in Samson's potential. They both have similar heights, similar physiques, although Samson outmuscles Quentin by a lot, specifically in the quads. But this is what Quentin had to say about Samson being a potential Mr. Olympia champion this year.
Now, I know you didn't mean it like this, but I'm going to answer this literally. We cannot say anybody deserves something until that happens. We have to see him. But I do believe in Samson that if he can nail his, if he can nail it at the Olympia, I do believe him at 100% at this time is probably the best. However, everybody works hard at the top level. So, everybody deserves it technically. But, yeah, I think that he definitely has the potential to win this year. And I believe in my friend.
And it's not only Quentin. We heard it from Dexter Jackson as well. He also said the same thing, that if Samson Dauda is able to nail his condition, he will have a legitimate shot at winning this year's Mr. Olympia title. And not just this year, he can be a multiple times Mr. Olympia. And Samson Dauda doesn't have to be hardy shredded. He just needs to close that conditioning gap, and he can win big shows. And the way he showed up at the Arnold UK this year, especially in comparison to the Arnold in Columbus, that was such an impressive look. He was more detailed than ever. So cannot wait to see how his physique evolves as Samson goes deeper into this offseason. Plus the change in his strategy about going to Oxygen Gym Kuwait. I think that is going to be really crucial as well. Next up, we have an update from Nathan Asha. So is that one of the best front lat spreads in the men's open division right now? There is no doubt that it is. He has deep lines in his quads. He has amazing separation top to bottom all over. Not to mention that the guy has a very good V-taper. So Nathan Asha is ready to battle it out in these coming weeks. The question is he gonna make a surprise entry at this upcoming Spin Pro, which is happening in less than 2 weeks time now? Well, initially he announced that he isn't doing Spin. So this conversation between him and his coach Stefan, that could only mean one thing. Either Nathan is gonna do Pro Classic Spin because he looks so ready, or Michal Krizo is also doing Italy Pro, regardless of the results of Pro Classic Spain. And in both circumstances, it is gonna be a win for us bodybuilding fans, as we will have this opportunity to see Krizo and Nathan battle it out once again. Because going by Nathan's previous record, it is doubtful that he's gonna make it to the US this year either, because his visa problems are still gonna be there. Plus the fact that Nathan got beat by Krizo as well at Pro last year. This is another good rematch. So Nathan does look to be in his prime form right now. He's right about pointing out the fact that he now has those cords on the hamstrings, something that has been missing on Nathan's physique throughout his career. The back looks absolutely insane and also detailed. And Nathan, we all know, looks absolutely peeled and 100% peaked right, especially in the first shows of the season. So I am definitely looking forward to see Nathan Asha back on the stage and at his all-time best, because this was a very productive offseason and I believe this is going to be the best Nathan Asha ever. So let's take a look at the update from Behrooz Tabani, another athlete who shows very good flow, especially in his front lat spread. So Behrouz is now 2 weeks out of the show, and as always he is peeled to the bone. The rear double biceps gives a proper view of what a world-class conditioning looks like. The hamstrings, the glutes, the upper half, the density, everything is there. And there is a zero element of surprise seeing Behrouz in this kind of condition. There hasn't been a single show where Behrooz Tabani wasn't in shape after turning pro, he has always been spot on. Even the first show that he did back in 2021, which was Romania Pro, he lost because he lacked the muscle. He lost because of size. But conditioning-wise, he was the best on stage. He was better than Rafael Brandao as well as Samson Dauda. So Michal Krizo and Behrooz Tabani, they have never went toe-to-toe with each other. So Krizo does have the size factor over Behrooz Tabani. He's of course a bigger guy. He's a wider guy. But just because Behrouz hasn't competed since 2023, and he was following a very strict offseason protocol, I am 100% sure that he is gonna bring more muscle to the stage this time around. So his coach Miro Sorsev also talked about his visa status for the US in the recent episode of the Menace podcast. And unfortunately, there hasn't been any progress on that front. So his team has to do something outside the box to get him to states, just like people did with Hadi Choopan back in 2019. Because this is gonna be Behrouz's third year qualifying for Mr. Olympia, which I'm sure he will. And there is every reason to believe that he is gonna win at least one show out of the 3 that he is doing in the next 6 weeks.
I mean, he hired some other lady that works for Visa and all that stuff, and she was convincing us that, yeah, he's going to get it, and then, he didn't get it. I don't know, but third time is a charm. That's what happened with Hadi Choopan.
And since we are talking about Emperor Classic Spain, let's talk about Michal Krizo, the defending champion at this show. Looks like we aren't gonna get a front double biceps update from him. He keeps on posting that variation of the most muscular shot, and you can see that he is right there where he needs to be, just a couple of weeks out of the show. So if Krizo shows up with that exact same package that allowed him to win Emperor Classic Spain last year, with a little bit improved back, I think he is gonna be extremely hard to beat here again, because that package had everything: conditioning, size, detail, as well as the freak factor. So as of right now, he is the top 7 guy in the world. So on paper, he is the favorite going into this show. Unless I have to say William Bonac, who has been as high as top 2 at the Olympia level. He comes back with his prime physique and shocks the entire bodybuilding world. That is definitely gonna be something. But that being said, I have to say the chances of that happening, they are very slim, at least at this point in his career. So Michal Krizo was able to beat not just Nathan Diesha, but Rubil Mosquera as well at Prague last year. The judges clearly had him and Samson Dauda in the first and second spot. Because that size is so difficult to ignore. He is one of the biggest guys out there. And with his conditioning being fixed, he just has one more thing to improve: his back. He needs to bring a wider back, and that is to move up at the Olympia level. So I definitely think that he is gonna be the front runner here at Emperor Classic Spain. But do let me know what you guys think. Lastly, a classic physique update from a guy who holds the record of winning the Arnold Classic title twice in 2 years. And it could have been 3, because the one that he lost against Alex Cambronero back in 2020, that was a very close contest. I am talking about Terrence Ruffin, of course, who by the way hasn't been posting a lot of updates in this offseason in terms of his physique, but I bet he is working as hard as everyone out there, maybe even harder. So Terrence decided to do a show post-Olympia to get his early qualification for 2024 and utilize this entire year to improve his physique, to evolve with the division. And the fact is, he needs to make some big improvements for this upcoming Mr. Olympia. Because with Wesley Wiesers winning the Arnold, this might turn into a tall guy division with all 3 of the top guys, Chris Bumstead, Wesley Wiesers, and Ramondino, fighting for the top spot. And all of these guys are over 6 feet tall. Well, Ramon isn't exactly 6 feet, but he is pretty close. But all that being said, I have to say, you cannot count out a guy like Terrence Ruffin. He gets into that solid condition. He has top-tier aesthetics and a great back. His arms, which were once his weak point, they have came up a lot. Although they still need more improvements, but still he has made a lot of progress in that department since 2016. Although I don't know how much progress he was able to make in this offseason, because he was struggling with some sort of an injury. He's also one of the best poser out there. Plus the fact that he has the most room to grow out of all the top guys, that is gonna be a big advantage. So Terrence moved from 6th to 5th last year. But more importantly, he presented a greatly improved physique compared to 2022. So with a lot of room to grow, this is gonna be a good Olympia for Terrence. And do let me know what you guys think. Can he move back into that top 3 spots? And also hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video. And smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.